So today we're going to be talking about, can you save money if you work with a call center or an online lender? Okay, before we start, I am a mortgage lender licensed in 48 states. My team is one of the top purchase teams in America. There is a link to the calendar in the description if you have mortgage questions or want to start planning. We never charge for that. And if you have questions, it's a new number, 786-933-2077. It goes to myself and my team. You can text it and call it. It just makes it so if I ever want to go on vacation, I don't have to ship my cell phone to Sam, Samantha on my team, if you guys have seen her in videos. So, okay, can you save money by going to a call center or an online lender? It's interesting because back in the day, you could. Here's why. Online lenders and call centers traditionally pay loan officers not very much, okay? It's why if you're just starting out in the business or you're a loan officer that can't get their own business, you work at a call center. Experienced lenders that have, business coming to them that they've created, they're not going to work at a call center because they're going to get paid a lot less. So back in the day, the theory was, okay, well, wait a second, these lenders aren't paid well, so I'm going to save money as a consumer. That has shifted. So we're going to be talking about that today. And then full disclosure, guys, I'm not call center. I'm not an online lender. I'm considered a retail lender, okay? What that means is that any loan that I do, the person came to me because of some effort I put out, right? Whether it's a video I did, or it's a past client referral, or a real estate agent referral, or a course, or a blog, whatever it is, the person's calling me because of the energy I put out. Just like brokers, right? Brokers are the same. Call centers, okay? Call centers and online lenders, they get their business because they're paying for advertising. This is why it's no longer a deal. So let me give you an example and the inspiration for this video. So today I got a text from a gentleman who wanted me to look at his loan estimate. If you watch this channel, you know I'm always happy to look at your loan estimate. If you're getting a great deal, I will say you are getting a smoking deal. If you're getting a trash deal, I will tell you. And in this case, there were two things at play. Number one, he said, hey, the lender had said it was going to be a lot lower and now it's a lot higher, which doesn't make sense because the market's lower. True, okay? There's something to take away from that. As a buyer, it's important to pay attention to what's going on with rates, especially if you're playing with some of these lenders, because he was savvy enough to go, wait, you said you were going to give me this, but now it's this, but the market's gone down? What? Right? So it's good to pay attention to that. But the second thing was when I looked at that loan estimate and it was fresh and I priced it out, it was appalling. It was appalling. So the call center, right? This was a VA loan, guys. I am the #1 VA loan officer in America for the amount of VA loans I closed. I am not a call center, right? So you would expect that working with me would be more expensive, right? Shouldn't it? Funny. So over here, he was being charged over 0.5% higher, 0.625 higher in rate and $4,000 worth of fees. Yeah. Okay. 0.625 higher, $4,000 in fees. Over here, I was 0.625 lower, no lender fee, no points. So the client could work with a call center loan officer. It's a different journey, guys. It's very different than working with one of the top teams in the country where you have people to help you every step of the way and make sure that you're not making mistakes versus someone where you may get a different person on the phone every time. So call center, way more expensive, right? Way more, 0.625 higher, $4,000 higher. Then the better service and the more experienced person. And you're like, what? That doesn't make any sense, right? Here's why. So as I said earlier in this video, everybody who calls me as a result of some level of work that I did, okay? Everybody who calls them based on advertising. Once upon a time, okay? Online advertising wasn't crazy expensive. And at that point, there were a couple people in the market that learned about online advertising early and they did it well. And they were able to give you, the consumer, a good deal because they were paying the loan officers chicken scratch and they weren't paying much for advertising. Those days are dead. Advertising is so expensive and there is so much competition. Online advertising especially, right? And that is their bread and butter. That is how they get you to call, is they spend millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars trying to get in front of you every way they can so that you call them. Well, guess what? That's all gonna go into the rates and fees that you are paying when you're getting a loan with them. It's that simple. And it's a really interesting time in the market because there's been all this chatter in the loan industry about, hey, is AI going to replace loan officers, right? Because people always love to say, oh, it's the loan officer that's so expensive. It's not. It's the marketing that's so expensive. And so there's a lot of people in the industry that are light years ahead and they're like, you know what? We're keeping the loan officers because them getting us business is less expensive than paying tens and tens of millions of dollars to all the search engines, as well as, all those sites where it says top 10 lenders, compare lenders here. All of those are pay to play. Right? You can see it in the disclaimers. It will literally say, these people are paying us money to be listed here. All of that adds up. So when you're thinking about getting a mortgage, do not assume, never make any assumptions that a bank, a credit union, a call center, a broker, a lender like me, don't make an assumption that any of us are going to be cheaper than someone else. You need to actually do your research. And the other thing is, when you're picking a loan officer, pick a loan officer. Don't pick a company because people go, oh, well, I saw this company and they have really good reviews. That's cool. It's not the actual company that's going to structure your loan, manage the real estate agents, make sure you're educated and informed. It's the loan officer. Okay, so make sure you're researching loan officers. Look for people with a ton of experience. Reviews. If they don't have a review, don't work with them. I can't say this enough because people get so mad when I say it too. There's always like a new lender that's like, how am I supposed to get reviews if you're telling people not to work with new lenders? And it's like, well, I'm telling people what I would tell my sister, what I would tell my son. If you are buying a house, if you're getting a mortgage, this is one of the biggest financial investments you're ever gonna make. Ever. You wanna work with a pro. You wanna work with a pro and you wanna be able to verify it. You know how you verify it? Reviews. That's right. Real client reviews. And you can tell because there's a lot of people that go, oh, well, people can buy those. You can tell. If someone's like, very pretty hair, does that make sense as a mortgage review for me? No, it would be creepy and it could be real, but no, right? You know what I mean? If it doesn't make any sense, I had a great meal there. What? I'm a mortgage company. That doesn't make sense. So look for reviews. And if you're like, oh, well, my real estate agent recommended someone, guys, you need to research them. You need to compare lenders. Perception is powerful. And what I'm telling you right now is that there's so much that goes into making what your rate and fee is that you really need to make sure that you have your eyes wide open. You're talking to a couple people, and with the loan officer, right? They can ruin your entire deal. If you get a loan officer that doesn't know what they're doing, they're not asking the right questions, they don't know how to structure your loan, they can ruin your chances at buying a house. So please research the individual loan officer. I hope this video is helpful. It's an interesting time. I remember years ago, I didn't even think the concept of a video like this would happen, but the cost of online advertising is so much, commercials are so much, that of course it's going to get passed on at some point. And unfortunately, it gets passed on to you, the consumer. So just because it looks cheaper doesn't mean it is. look for the most experienced person you can get, look for those good reviews, and then make sure you're comfortable with whoever you work with. Thanks for watching.